right, just in time for the holidays, the Transportation Department has handed airline passengers a long overdue present. New regulations to try to avoid the ridiculously long delays on airplanes. Hallelujah. Now, carriers now face heavy fines, 27 grand, if they force passengers to wait more than 3 hours inside a non-moving plane. But the airlines already are warning that they're not going to be able to comply with this, and they blame, guess what, the FAA for causing a lot of the problems. So here to score it is my new personal best friend and hero, Kate Hanai of flyersrights.org. Kate, they do it in Canada.
Toby.
They do it in Britain. Where have we been?
You got it. We are like the last third world country airlines to exist.
Yeah.
And, we're just so fortunate that this particular Secretary of the Department of Transportation took so seriously that the airlines were basically laughing in their face as the Department of Transportation said, stop it, you guys. And they didn't stop. And so here we are. Now we have a 3-hour rule, which is what we've been pushing for every day for 3 years.
Now, 3 hours, but why not an hour and a half? I mean, right, Canada is less. And why is 3 hours the magic number? Because I can tell you personally, sitting on the tarmac at LaGuardia for 3 hours, not that much fun.
No, it's horrible. And look, my family sat 9 hours and 17 minutes, and that's what started this whole ball rolling.
You win.
But hey, we lose, right?
Yeah.
So what's really ironic about it is that in the European Union they have a 2-hour rule. In Canada they have a 90-minute rule. We are the last to come around. We do have a more complicated air transportation system than they do. However, the airlines are lying when they say they can't do this. They know they can. They already know what the solutions are. They just have been unwilling to implement it. And now these fines, they're going to force them to implement it.
Yeah, Kate, $27,500 for every passenger. My question is, why are we paying the government the 27 grand? Why don't you pay me the 27 grand if I'm sitting on a plane for 3 hours?
I asked the same thing yesterday, and that's the first thing that we're working on now. Immediately, the wheels started turning so that we could work with the Department of Transportation and hopefully Congress to get some of these fines into the passengers' pockets. The way that the Canadian bill is languaged, their passengers do get $500 per person per hour. In the EU, at 2 hours, you get 250 euros. At 3 hours in the EU, you get 600 euros. That's $900 cold hard cash in your pocket. So those fines
This is a new
like
cure for
very
unemployment.
High.
Just go fly and pick up some cash. Now let me ask you this: every car that's been sold in the last 10 years has got a GPS system. Every iPhone's got a GPS system. Well, the last numbers I saw was it was $8 to $12 billion, which, by the way, $1 billion means nothing today, to get our system up so that airlines have GPS so they can take it from a 2-mile zone to a 1-mile zone. Why aren't we fighting for that? I mean, we're doing a stimulus plan for $768 billion. Where's our measly $8 to $12 billion? Because wouldn't that solve a big part of this problem too?
It is the solution to the problem. You're the smartest anchor I've ever met.
God bless you.
Nobody's talking about this, taking the system from analog to digital, from the old radar systems to digital. And I actually know about this because I'm a musician, how much more efficient digital is, and that it must happen. And our language in Congress is in a bill called the FAA Modernization Bill, which is the bill that will authorize the funding to take our system from analog to digital and make it more efficient. Now, I have to tell you that the estimates say that even if we started today, that won't be completed till the year 2025.
Well, they already
so that's
started
why
on
we were pushing.
Right, they started on the program years ago and it completely busted, right? It was a complete failure. Lockheed Martin, as I remember, was doing this. But now, to the airline, I mean, their point is that these are these small, outmoded airports, that they're flying old jets. Do the airlines have any point here, any leg to stand on?
They really don't. At this point, the modernization has to happen. We need a new fleet of jets. There's going to have to be some investment money. The stimulus money, none of the stimulus money has gone into the airline industry. They may ask for some help from the stimulus funds, but they haven't asked yet. So we don't know if they're going to ask for bailouts or not. But really, what irks me are the incentives that the management of the airlines have gotten, just like the financial industry. Instead of reinvesting in the airlines and making sure that their fleets aren't tattered and that we have the highest level of safety that we could possibly have.
Yeah, so you're saying, listen, I thank you very much. Do what you do. Do the voodoo that you do and get us that radar system, would you? You're fabulous on account of all flyers.
Radar.
Thank you.
You betcha, and have everyone go to flyersrights.org. We're here to take care of them for free.
Good.
We don't ask for anything.
Great
we
plug.
help.
Thank you, dear. Great to see you. Look, at last chance to vote here. Shoppers.